representative of parents. I mean, year in, year out, you speak on behalf of parents in Kenya. And so we just want to talk about a few issues that do affect parents. Of course, issues that affect children in schools do affect their parents as well. And of course, we are talking about the impending overhaul of the 844 system, which you have been a part of. What is your feeling about, this intended shift?
Actually, what I would want to say as a representative of the parents is that for quite some years we have been having the 844 system. And you remember before 844 was introduced in the country, we were having the 732. And I think system of education must change, because the aim of our education system is to look at the challenges, to meet the challenge of the citizens. And I think when you talk about the 844 system, it was there. Actually, it was one way, it was a system that was going to prepare our children to be self-reliant. But unfortunately, down the line, it has not achieved the objectives that were there originally. So what I'm thinking that as an organization, we feel that we need a change in our system. Actually, it's long overdue. The reason why we are saying so is because currently the system that we are having in this country is very competitive. It's a system that you find is every time you find is an exam oriented. Like now we are coming here for the launching of the national examination, but you realize that the few Kenyans will be interviewed, or the Kenyans will be their names are going to be announced in this country. Many of them are those coming from many of them are those who have done very well. But our system does not talk about that child who does very badly in this country. So what we are saying as an organization, we want a system that's going to include every person, a system that's going to bring everybody on board, a system that's going to look at every Kenyan, so that we don't look at Kenyans who are better off and those who are doing very badly. So that's why as an organization we are saying we need a change, and actually it's very much overdue. Secondly, the other thing that also we are looking at is the cost of education, because 844 system has made education very expensive in this country. You will realize that even after the launching of examination today, come next week, 2 weeks to come, you will find every parent now will be struggling to see how are we going to make ends meet. So as an organization, we feel that we need to address the issue of the cost. If truly we want to achieve the Vision 2030, then we must address the challenge that's relating to cost of education in this country. Because unless we look at that kind of thing, then I don't see us achieving the Vision 2030.
It's good to bring up the issue of cost, but before we go to issues of cost, especially of secondary education, of course, under the new system, of course, the way examinations will be conducted will be totally different. Of course, school holidays will be totally different, and I believe it's partly to stem the issue of tuition, holiday tuition. But of course, you also conceded that when 844 started, it had very good intentions. It was a very good system on paper. And isn't it the same case here? How are you going then to, avoid the pitfalls that we have experienced with the 844 system?
Now, you see, one of the reasons, we need to ask ourselves some questions. One of the questions that we need to ask ourselves is, why did the 844 fail? One of the reasons what made 844 system to fail in this country is that the teachers, the implementers of the program, of the project, or rather the system, were not oriented. And this is one thing that we have said we must now, this time around, first of all, orient the people who are getting to implement the program. Secondly, you realize that the system came up with a lot of new subjects, such as technical subjects or whatever. Yet the teachers who were supposed to teach, the student, were not oriented of that kind of thing. So that's why we have that kind of challenge.
Thank you very much, Mr. Musaundunda. Unfortunately, we have to cut this interview short, as we can hear the Minister for Education will be here very shortly. And, that was Mr. Musaundunda, the representative of parents associations in the country. And right now, we are going to sing the national anthem as we signal the arrival of the Minister for Education. That means this event is about to start. Stay with us.